Hello everyone, my name is Brett Corbin and I wanted to give some information on some Aboriginal Australians and kind of the history of them and where they come from and kind of some of the things they're doing right now today in Australia and some things we can learn from them. So number one, the history of the Aboriginal Australians. Um, they are Indigenous people, as you can see from this article here that was written by Robert Tonkinson and Ronald M. Burnt, Australian Aboriginal people. So the history of them is they have been around since about 80,000 years ago. And that is amazing to me that this culture is still going on and is still very popular, I would say, in Australia. And it looks like they came from a few places and eventually came to Australia. And it's awesome to see some of the cultural rituals that they do. Some of them are dances, and some of them are the paintings on their skins, and they have didgeridoos and boomerangs, and it's really cool to see some of the culture. And I got to see some of it firsthand when I went to Australia, just for a short time. But very cool people, and definitely are into the earth and ways we can learn from the earth, and also they are into hunting and getting the food to eat rather than going to just a grocery store and grabbing food like we do normally in today's world. And so another historical thing from the Aboriginals that I learned from this article here, Earthing Theology, The Land as the Site of Justice for Aboriginal Australians, that was by John Darcy May, is that back in some of the early days in Australia, there were some Europeans that had come across and were trying to introduce Christian culture to some of the Aboriginals, and it looks like, based off of this article, that they were, as they were being taught these Christian ways, they were almost ridiculed and harassed as they learned to survive with these Europeans. And it looks like if they didn't cooperate with the Christian mission that was going on there, then they could be imprisoned, and they were not treated well, and unfortunately got some diseases from people that were coming over across from Europe. And kind of a sad time to see them go through that. And as I was reading some more articles on some of the culture of the Aboriginal Australians, then there was an article here from National Geographic by Aaron Blakemore that was published back in 2023. And ultimately they had issues then, right? And currently they are still having a few issues as far as trying to vote and get their opinion across to the Australian government. And looks like there is some progress being made, that there are some treaties, and they're including the people of the Aboriginal Australians, and which is awesome that they're starting to include them and their culture in the ways of Australia. And some of the ways that they're including them is by showing some of their beliefs and their religions, and ultimately it looks like they are a lot more included in the Australian ways today. Some of the things that I was reading on in the Australian on Australia.com, and it's by this article here, 5 Reasons an Aboriginal Experience is a Must, by Leah Dobial. She talks about these 5 reasons you must experience the Aboriginal culture when you go to Australia. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to experience that, but definitely makes sense after reading this, and I wish I would have done that while I was down there. But the 5 reasons she gives is it'll broaden your mind, you'll connect with 60,000 years of storytelling, it's a whole lot of fun, you'll be granted exclusive access, it's a great bonding experience. So ultimately, I did see how tightly knit the Aboriginal Australians were when I went to visit Australia, and it's awesome to see how they treat everyone as family, as connecting with their mob, is how they put it, with family and friends. But it's awesome that Australia is letting them have their almost privacy, and it's great that they're letting them teach everyone that goes to Australia about that Aboriginal experience and their culture, and kind of cool too that they have, like, hey, it's a special thing. They don't just let you go visit the Aboriginals in Australia, but like, it's special, it's exclusive if you can go to these certain places that have been almost like a reservation for like Native Americans here in America. But it's cool that you can go see their exclusive places that they have that are still strictly run by Aboriginals. And honestly, it's definitely something I would love to do if I ever went back to Australia. And I am excited to learn more about this culture. I know this is such a short video and presentation, but I am interested in learning a lot more about them and growing my knowledge in this culture as the Aboriginal Australians.